Larp it till you make it. This specific video that you are watching is literally LARPing. You think I wear a leather jacket and a drag every day? Literally, no, I don't. I literally don't. This is me just LARPing the shit out of this video just to give the thumbnail a very weird aesthetic so that you can click. So if this video gets at least like 5 views, that means the LARP worked because I've never gotten 5 views. Yeah. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that you did not click because you like my personality. You only clicked simply because I am really good at LARPing. If the video gets any views, if it doesn't, that just means I suck at LARPing. But basically, LARPing is something that got me so fucking far in life. I'm not very far in life, but like the decent amounts that I've had has simply been because of LARPing. I'm going to tell you three different scenarios because I spent 6 years in military school. So some of the stories I'm going to say is going to be pretty crazy. But like LARPing is the ultimate solution to every single problem that you have in your life. Literally, every single one. Let me start with scenario one. You see, in my school, which was a military school, you have to you are going to have to do like a full body should I call it uh analysis before you enter. Kind of like they are going to look at your socks, your shoe, your belt, everything, every single thing has to be up to standard. Basically, the only people that are not punished are prefects. It's kind of like an elitist thing because if you have what it takes to be a prefect, they just that's automatically means that, oh, you probably understand the law very well and you are most likely not to break it, and that means that it is you or your friends that are guarding and doing the analysis and all. So basically, what that means is that if you are a prefect, you can get away with breaking the law simply because it is your friends that are checking. So I wasn't a prefect. I mean, I don't think anyone is going to be irresponsible enough to make me a prefect, but there is a particular day, right? And if you get caught and your dressing and all is not up to standard, I don't want to start describing what is going to happen to you. So was at the gate and I was told to, go to the side. I was like, Alpha, bro, like I said, slangs that is going to make me familiarize. And then I told the guy that his friend is literally my friend, and doesn't he know that I am the utility prefect? I I did not even know who the fuck the utility prefect was. But like I was like, bro, I forgot my badge, literally, let me go in. And he was like, oh sure, oh sorry, bro. And he let me in basically simply because I was able to LARP very confidently. And then the second scenario was in university. This actually happened 3 months ago because during exams, we always do our exams on computers, but like the computers are not enough to sufficiently, you know, to it is not basically enough for us. So we have to go in batch by batch. So the first batch are usually people who know people. Nepotism, goes very far, especially in Nigeria. So if you do not know people, it just means if you go in the first batch, you have literally been there for hours waiting to go for the first batch. And I am not going to stand in line under the sun for hours simply because I want to go in for the first batch. But I always enter for the first batch because number one, I dress to kill literally every single time I'm going to school. If you see me on the streets, I look very very fucking homeless. But anytime I am going to school, you think I own the school, and I walk as if I own the fucking school. So I walked into the fucking CBT exam hall. Like I met a line that is longer than, what can I quantify the line with? I honestly am. I don't think there is any fucking thing that I can, the line was essentially so fucking long. That's the point. Right? And I was like, bro, I am fucking cooked. If I decide to stand here today, I'm going to use at least 4 hours under the sun. Right? I was like, you know what? I look nice. I dressed as if I dressed so fucking corporate, so fucking stylish. So I was like, let me just go in and see what happens. Bro, I walked beside the line and I entered, and not a single human being asked me for anything. Literally, they all just assumed. I'm not sure. Maybe they assumed I knew someone, or maybe they assumed I was a lecturer, or maybe they assumed that I was one of the IT guys that operates the computers. I think it is probably the latter. But basically, I was able to go in and I was able to do my exams literally the first batch. And there were people that have been standing there for the past 3 hours and they only went in like the fourth batch or fifth batch. Literally. So the point I'm trying to make here is that LARPing would get you so fucking far in life. Literally. LARP your clothes. I mean, the entire basis of this channel is basically copying this guy, Get Franzen. So this channel's purpose in life is LARPing. I created it just to LARP, literally. So like, continue to LARP if you're already LARPing, and if you have never LARPed before, I want you to start LARPing. Be confident, act as if you belong, even if you don't, and just that alone would get you very far. I'm saving the craziest story for the LARP for the last so sorry for the last one. And this happened in my military school, basically. You see, every once in a while they come in for inspection, random inspections, basically. And every time they come in for inspections like that, someone always gets tortured. Not even someone, a set of people always get tortured simply because some people will always be lacking. Some people would always be like the opposite of law abiding. Like there we have a lot of deviants, a lot of like rebels. Obviously, it is a military school and it is like for hard fucking people, right? So the soldiers came in. If you had any contrabands, you are cooked. If you are not dressing well, you are cooked. If you if your table and all is disorganized, you are cooked. So the first the first routine was looking at everyone's dressing. I escaped because I dressed well. Second one was looking at your tables and all. That was also in place. But you see, I had a phone on me. And that is always where the majority of the problem comes from. It is not allowed, it is strictly prohibited. You could literally get killed. Like, not like killing is an overstatement, but basically, you are going to get beating the shit out of. I, I- you know, if you want me to cover some of the craziest punishments I faced there, if this video randomly gets a lot of views, and hopefully it doesn't get like 2 views. If it gets a lot of views and you want me to go over the stories of my military school, the Nigerian military school, bro, well, let's just put that aside. Basically, what you should just know is that if you are caught with a contraband, especially a phone, it's simply over for you. Literally, it is over for you. And I had a phone, and you see, there is a psychological trick that they play to give a set of people lenient punishment. They are like, it's not like you are not going to get punished, but like your punishment is going to be much more little. They are going to say, do not waste my time to let me search every single one of you. Just go to this side if you have a contraband on you, especially a phone. If I search you and I catch you with the phone, with a phone, the consequences are going to be brutal for you. And that is true. Every single person that had a phone started coming out. I didn't. I had my poker face on. I was so fucking confident that it's either I face the worst punishment or I face no punishment at all. All or nothing. Basically, I didn't come out because either way the phone is going to be confiscated and that is the end of it. I was like, I'm not risking my phone over this shit. I mean, I'm not risking losing my phone over this. If I come out, it is certain I lose my phone. If I don't, there is a possibility they just take all of those people away and they do not search. So I decided to do what's right and I decided to LARP. This is, by the way, not the craziest military school story that I had. That's like, I've had a lot of crazy ones, but like this is the prime one about LARPing. Basically, I had my poker face on. I was very confident. They literally pointed to me, "You, do you have a phone on you? Do I have a contraband?" I was like, "Me? Contraband? No fucking way. I don't do that. You can ask anyone." But like, okay, okay, you. He asked everyone, and then he left with the people that came out, and he did not search anyone. LARP till you make it. LARP it till you make it. The best solution for every single problem is to just LARP it. Literally, I got my first client by LARPing, but that is a story for another day. You know, that is probably the story I should have tell I should have told the first time, because that was when LARPing actually made me money, and it was a lot of money basically. But like, if you want me to continue, actually, you know, after saying this, I realized that all of these stories that I told are literal bullshit, and they probably have very little, you know, in relation to LARPing. But like, I now remembered some of the craziest LARP stories that I had. I don't think I am able to reshoot this video. Just, you know, make do with what you have. And if this video somehow gets a lot of views, which I actually really doubt, I'm going to talk about three more scenarios where I LARPed. A crazier military school story, way, way crazier than this. The stakes were way, way higher than this. The second one is how LARPing actually made me a lot of money. And the third one, I probably do not know yet, but like, I'm actually, you know, getting inspired right now. So yeah, that's about it, man. LARP, 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 and never ever forget to not LARP.